And welcome back to Washington. Barack Obama is being called the country's first internet president. During the campaign, he used his website to gather 13 million email addresses and mobilize more than 1 million volunteers. And on the eve of the inauguration, the World Wide Web is buzzing. Omar Wasso is a contributor to The Root, and Chris Cillizza writes The Fix on WashingtonPost.com. Hey, guys, good morning to both of you. If the internet played a vital role in the foundation for Barack Obama during the primaries and the general election, and some would say helped him get elected, does the internet and do blogs now feel some kind of ownership of this presidency?
I think there's definitely a sense on the internet that he is the first member of the internet kind of generation to own, to become a president and to be able to kind of represent some of that point of view. I mean, you think about, he's somebody who's addicted to his BlackBerry, right? And that speaks to a whole generation of people.
Do you think that we are going to see him find a way, as he did in the campaign, to use the blogs and use the internet to help him govern?
You know, Matt, I think we're already seeing it. The Saturday radio address, typically something the president gives every week that absolutely no one pays any attention to. Barack Obama puts it on YouTube every week, and then they decide we're going to try and make news out of it. You've got 300, 400,000 people using it. Just a small thing, but a way that they're making the internet work.
Tell me if this makes any sense, but what I hear people talk about when they read a newspaper or they tune into a show like ours, they say they are observing the political process. When they take part on the internet or in blogs, they seem to say, I'm involved in the political process. That's a different verb.
The internet is first and foremost a participatory medium. It's not a passive medium, and so it not only is that affect how we consume information, but also it affects how we participate in politics. So it's a much more engaged kind of political aid.
And rhetorically, just listen to Barack Obama during the campaign and even after the campaign. This isn't about me. This is about you. That's a very internet-minded way of involvement, that we are all in this together.
One of the things that Barack Obama wants to accomplish as president, and starts today on Martin Luther King Day, this National Day of Service, is he wants people to give back. You know, it's that ask not question. How can he use the internet to accomplish that?
Well, there are a number of ways, right? One is that he can get you can coordinate people's volunteer activities. You want to do something in your community, go to a website, find out what's going on, and get directed.
Can you also make it cool to volunteer, to sacrifice?
I think he's already doing that. I mean, the fact that 13 million people signed up to be on an email list, this is not something that we've ever heard of in politics before. What he's doing now, he set up a group over the weekend called Organizing for America. It's aimed at doing just what you said, Matt, taking all of these people who have been involved and saying, okay, well, we got him elected. Now we've got to pass his agenda.
Well, you just so okay, we got him elected.
Yep.
So are the blogs then, Chris, going to give him a longer honeymoon period than the mainstream media might be giving him?
It's a really good question. I would have said yes before Rick Warren was announced as giving the invocation at the inauguration. A huge controversy, largely fueled by the blogs who are unhappy with Warren. I do think that the blogs feel an ownership, as Omar pointed out, of Obama, but that also means that if he spurns them, the negativity
the betrayal
could be even higher.
Right, exactly. How much real power, Omar, right now do the blogs have? Are we approaching, or are we at a time now where a major event happens in this country and a commander-in-chief or a vice president will make their first stop and interview with a blogger as opposed to going to a major newspaper or a television show like this one?
Well, you know, it cuts in two directions. You've got the blogs amassing power, but you also have Obama amassing power. Obama, in some ways, is more powerful than the Democratic Party. With 13 million email addresses, he can speak directly to more people than just about any blog in the country.
To Omar's point, I think you have seen and you will continue to see Barack Obama trying to run the mainstream media filter. YouTube is an example of it, this ability to communicate directly with 13 million people. He views himself as having to be able to cut through all of that and just go right to people with his message.
Chris and Omar, good to have you here. Enjoy the next couple of days. We're going to be back with much more.